9 people killed in a helicopter crash in Southern California, including Kobe Bryant and his teenage daughter. How folks across the nation are remembering the basketball legend. A young Kentucky athlete killed in a car accident. How loved ones spent the day honoring the life of DJ Davis. And a man who pleaded guilty to manslaughter will be sentenced tomorrow. Hear from the victim's family about finally getting closure.
The Fox 56 10 o'clock news starts now.
A tragedy has befallen the world of basketball. Earlier today, at the age of 41, Kobe Bryant was killed in a helicopter crash. The NBA and the game of basketball will mourn this loss together. Please join us in a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Mamba.
NBA icon Kobe Bryant is dead. Officials confirmed the 41-year-old died in a helicopter crash today in Southern California. Officials now say 9 people were killed in that helicopter crash. Bryant's teenage daughter Gianna was among those killed. The news has sent shockwaves across sports and the world in general. Bryant was an 18-time All-Star with 5 championships to his name. He wore the Lakers jersey for 20 seasons. Bryant's record also includes 2 Olympic gold medals and an Academy Award. Kobe Bryant entered the NBA right out of high school. He was barely 18 and at that time the youngest player in NBA history. Tonight, people around the world are now mourning the loss of one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
All I could think about is Kobe and basketball. His greatest moments, the 5 championships. I saw an Instagram post by Shaq. Chilling, man. It's chilling, man. We lost a brother, man. You know, we lost a soldier of the game, man. And I was almost didn't come to the game, but I knew he would have frowned upon that. So I'm here.
No official cause of the accident has been reported, but witnesses reported foggy weather and seeing the helicopter going down quickly. Officials have said a team is heading to California to investigate the crash. And as the world continues to mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant, folks here across the Bluegrass are also remembering him. Our Shelby Lofton went to a local gym where athletes are celebrating Bryant's life, doing what he did best, play ball.
The Mamba mentality.
The Mamba mentality. The Black Mamba forever.
Several of the players on these courts are dedicating every point earned to the late Kobe Bryant.
You know, I tried to go for 82 today. I wanted to surpass him. I probably shot 82 shots, but didn't get no 81 points.
Mike Jones says he cried when he heard the news and will hold on to the fond memories he has of working with the legend.
I had the opportunity to work the Kobe Bryant Skills Academy one summer, and just to see how, when he came in, he wasn't focused on, you know, the antics or the fun lights. He was more concerned with to see the top players in the nation was indulging to that craft.
He says when Bryant walked into the room, he was
straightforward, strict. A lot of people don't realize he is a jokester.
Troy Adams was training a rising women's basketball star when his phone went off. He says it's unbearable to know not only was Bryant's life lost, but also his daughter, Gianna's.
She's the exact same age as the young lady I'm training now, so it kind of hit home for everybody because
he says his goal is to follow in Bryant's footsteps, training the next generation of basketball players, teaching them the Mamba mentality.
That's that snake. That's that killer instinct. When you want to take it from somebody, you got to have it. You want that win.
And to emulate the man for his achievements on and off the court. People are remembering Bryant on Twitter as well. UK coach John Calipari tweeted, "We are all in a state of shock over the news of Kobe," saying there are no words on a day like today, only a prayer. His daughter Megan writing, "This is really hard, guys." And her older sister, Erin, tweeting, "Seeing a father and daughter bond over basketball is really special. This one hits really close to home." Retweeting a moving video of Bryant talking with his daughter while watching a basketball game. In the studio, Shelby Lofton. Garrett, back to you.
Thank you, Shelby. And Alex Walker will have more reaction coming up in sports. A Lexington teenager was laid to rest today, 1 week after she was killed. 18-year-old Jaharia Davis, DJ Davis, died in a head-on collision in LaRue County. Today, Olivia Russell talked to loved ones and shows us how they remember the talented teen.
She was just one of a kind, one of those people that just came up to you and she touched you.
Friends, family, and teammates mourning the loss of Jaharia DJ Davis.
She cared a lot about the people who loved her and was there for her, and she would go out of her way to do a lot for people like that. So.
Davis was a track star at Bryan Station High School and just starting her college career at Lindsey Wilson. Her coaches and teammates praised her talent and hard work, leaving a mark on the track community.
She made a huge impact on just all these schools around us. Here in Clay, Taste Creek, Leestown, all of them, everybody here, even if you're not on Bryan Station track team, we're all family here. She made an impact on all of us.
But off the track, her demeanor was less intense.
She's a real big goofball, I can tell you that. Yeah.
A quiet goofball with a quirky sense of humor who always knew how to brighten someone's day.
Anyone she came up to, she made them smile, laugh, anything.
She would come in with that smile she always had and just like, it would just brighten your day.
It was that smile that everyone in this room will take with them, teaching them to make the best of every day, because like a race, life can happen fast.
She meant a lot to us. I'm gonna miss her. We're all gonna miss her.
In Lexington, Olivia Russell for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
Friends and family plan on decorating a cross and creating a memorial at the crash site. You're watching Fox 56, your primetime news source. The news is always on our website. Head on over to foxlexington.com. Well, we enjoyed a nice and sunny afternoon, but some rain has moved into parts of the Commonwealth. Meteorologist Adam Burniston joins us now with a first look at the forecast. And Adam, this is just the start.
This is Garrett. We have been seeing an active pattern here ramping up and throughout this week. It's going to be on and off, not a lot of heavy rainfall, but really just enough to kind of put a damper to some of those plans out there. We take a look at your sky cam out towards downtown. We have a lower cloud deck out there, some cloudy conditions here in Lexington. Our highs today got up to 46 degrees here in Lexington, others into the mid 40s, much like Lexington. And it's a little bit above our average, and we're going to be trending that way for the next couple days. We'll have a few days just a degree or two below it, a few more days just a degree or two above it, instead of the back and forth that we saw with the last few systems. Now tonight, those temperatures cooling down into the 30s, 40s around parts of Kentucky. A light wind out there, adding just a touch of a wind chill, but overall not too bad. Current Fox radar, you're not seeing too much activity right now, but we expand the view. You see that cloud cover once we turn on satellite, and this system here is what we're watching for. We're going to be tracking in rain through the overnight hours, and then, like I said, an active pattern ahead where we have possible snow chances in the forecast as well. I'll break it all down for you coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Adam, thank you. Police say 2 people have died and a 3rd person is in jail after a shooting in Bowling Green. Terry Stice Jr. is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. The details of this case can get a bit confusing. Detectives say Elijah Taylor and Michael Russell were in a fight when Taylor shot Russell. After seeing that, Stice allegedly shot Russell several times. Both Taylor and Russell died. After those shootings, police say someone else hit Stice with a vehicle. Stice shot at the car as it sped away. Stice is in the Warren County Detention Center as police continue to investigate. A man who pleaded guilty to manslaughter will be sentenced tomorrow. Josh Stouffer was arrested about 6 months ago. Police found he was intoxicated behind the wheel when a crash happened in 2018 that killed his wife. Krista Frost talked with his wife's family about the closure they say they're finally getting.
Everybody loved her. She lit up the world, you know. She never knew what it was to drink or do drugs.
A hardworking girl, that's how friends and family described Charity Stouffer. She died in a crash in November of 2018. The person behind the wheel, her husband, Josh Stouffer.
He had to plead guilty. He took a 13-year plea bargain because if it went to trial, he would have got more.
13 years behind bars is what he's facing. That's following charges of manslaughter and assault officers tacked on from toxicology reports showing he was intoxicated at the time of the crash. More than a year after Charity's death, her mother says she's finally beginning to work through this.
But hearing him say he was guilty of driving the vehicle that cut in front of the truck that killed my daughter, it brought closure to me.
But she says the hardest part now, it's helping her grandchildren through this loss.
Her kids was her life.
And helping her youngest grandson with what she can.
He is 6 years old now, and he told my granddaughters last night, he said every time, he says, Mommy's going to wake up tomorrow.
In Laurel County, Krista Frost for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
Josh Stover's sentencing is scheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Georgetown police are asking for your help finding someone wanted in a series of car break-ins. Take a look at the surveillance photos. A little tough to see there, but police say this latest incident happened on Gemini Trail. They think the person is in a 1990s truck. If you think you know who this might be, you're asked to give Georgetown police a call. The CDC has confirmed a 5th case of the coronavirus in the U.S. 2 of the new patients are in California and 1 is in Arizona. The 2 previously confirmed cases are in Illinois and Washington State. Health officials say all 5 patients had recently traveled to Wuhan, China. That's the epicenter for coronavirus. About 100 people are being tested for the virus in the U.S., but most test results have been negative. Worldwide, more than 50 people are dead because of that virus. None have been in the U.S. A group of owners and their dogs braved the chilly weather this morning to hone their Frisbee skills. Today's event, hosted by Prime Canine, all about improving those toss and fetch skills, learning to work as a team with your dog. The Toss and Fetch League gives owners the opportunity to bond with their furry friends and get competitive. Now, the league is one of many, and it helps put Winchester on the map.
Currently, there are more than 250 cities around the world that are playing in our Canine Frisbee Toss and Fetch League. In Australia, all through Europe, England.
Organizers say the league is open to kids and adults. You can find out more about the league on the Canine Frisbee Toss and Fetch Facebook. We have links to those on foxlexington.com. A trend is gaining attention, and not the good kind. Why officials are saying this new TikTok challenge could be dangerous. That's coming up next. And a Texas school community came together to brighten someone's day in a big way. Ahead in 5 things, the touching moments as they honor one of their own.
And we're tracking an active week ahead with more rain and potential for snow in the forecast. I'll break it all down for you on when it arrives, coming up after the break.
A new social media challenge is sparking concern from fire officials across the country. It's called the Outlet Challenge, and teens are sharing videos of themselves trying it on the popular app TikTok. Shelby Sisson talked to a local official with the Lexington Fire Department about that, why they're warning kids and parents about the new trend.
It's the latest viral trend sweeping the world of social media. Following those like the Tide Pod Challenge and the Hot Water Challenge, this new dangerous dare is known as the Outlet Challenge.
They're just common household items like an iPhone charger box, a penny, and an electrical outlet. But it's the new combination of all 3 that has officials warning it can be deadly.
You could either be electrocuted or burned. Obviously, there's an issue there with actually starting a fire.
That was the case at a high school in Massachusetts, where a student is now facing charges after trying the Outlet Challenge at school.
That's another one of the consequences of getting charged with arson, criminal activity, fines. A lot of bad things go along with the challenge,
including dangers lurking long after the challenge is completed.
So even though you do the challenge and you think nothing's wrong at that time, it could cause a fire later on in the wall that you're actually not seeing.
While Major Austin says his department hasn't had to respond to the consequences of this viral trend in Lexington, they're hoping to extinguish the dare before it sparks.
If they have children on the internet, just talk with them and let them know to not try this challenge.
In Lexington, Shelby Smithson for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
Well, one thing trending here in the weather department is an active pattern that's coming up here into this week ahead. Cloudy skies out there for tonight, but overall, pretty dry for us here in parts of central Kentucky. Earlier, some rain in southern Kentucky, and we will see that more as we go through here to the overnight hours. Temperatures not too bad either. We're into the lower 40s, upper 30s as we look into tonight, and really those temperatures aren't going to go much, maybe a few degrees cooler, but other than that, we're staying a little bit more on that milder side, I should say. Put that in quotes, as 30s are still chilly out there, but we do have a little bit of rain. You're seeing that there just southwest of Bowling Green. That's going to be increasing as we go through the overnight hours. It's because of this system here. It's going to ride just to our south, providing just enough of a rain chance to kind of impact your morning commute by tomorrow morning for Monday. You see it here as we go into tomorrow morning. Models trying to bring in some rainfall. Not showing too much right now, but we'll still see some of it out and about. Then by Monday evening, temperatures still into the the upper 30s, lower 40s. Like I said, really not going anywhere from where we are right now. Maybe a little bit warmer there in southern Kentucky. But then by Monday night, temperatures cooling down into the lower 30s. We could still see a little bit of moisture out there, which could produce a little bit of flurry action there by Tuesday and throughout the day. It's not a lot, much like we've been seeing with these little bursts of snow showers and little light accumulations. That's more or less what we could see on the best case scenario. Otherwise, just some nice flurries falling from the sky and not really sticking. Throughout the day on Tuesday, those temperatures back into the 40s, but it's what we're watching later, as we say, that we're going to be watching for. Here on Wednesday, this system models keeping it back and forth overall, keeping us mostly on the dry side, but we're still going to put in an isolated rain, maybe flurry chance there on Wednesday as well. Thursday looking pretty good, looking pretty dry. And then on Friday, here at the end of the week into next weekend, things could get interesting. We'll start it out as rain, but you notice here by Saturday, that low pressure going to be wrapping around some cold air into that. And it's trying to bring in some snow chances. Now, don't forget, this is still a week out as we look at the 7-day forecast. But if you're a snow lover, this is your next best chance for now. But like I said, a lot could change between then and now, so we'll be watching that very closely as we head throughout this week. Otherwise, temperatures more or less staying very average for this time of year.
And those snow lovers up to this point, you know, there's a lot of those snow lovers out there for some reason. But those snow lovers up to this point have been out of luck.
Yeah, this winter has been very mild, and now this week we're keeping those 40s around. But yeah, just no luck on the snow department yet. But if you are a snow lover, we've had snow as far into March, so
yeah, we've seen that and substantial snows.
Yes, we have.
Even then. Coming up in sports, we head to Richmond for the All-A Classic Championship game. Plus, reaction continues to pour in surrounding the death of Kobe Bryant. Stay tuned for that and more coming up in sports.
Tragic news today out of California. Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna among those killed in a helicopter crash. Reaction pouring in from around the sports world, including an on-court tribute in today's Spurs-Raptors game. Both teams running out the 24-second shot clock to honor Kobe, who wore number 24 for the Lakers. Now, Kobe's championship teammate and close friend Shaquille O'Neal tweeting this. There's no words to express the pain I'm going through with this tragedy of losing my niece Gigi and my brother Kobe Bryant. I love you and you will be missed. It has been a remarkable 2-week stretch for the Frankfurt basketball team. After losing 9 consecutive games, the Panthers have done a complete 180, winning 6 in a row to advance to today's All-A Classic Championship. Frankfurt beating Murray by 2 in the semis to set up a date with St. Henry. Third quarter action, it is Will O'Brien. He is the coach's son. He's got that sweet stroke. Panthers within 8. Ahead of the fourth now, it is O'Brien again. Clutch from downtown. Frankfurt cuts the lead to 5 with 2.5 to go. But the Crusaders had too much firepower. Ryan Butler in the corner. St. Henry wins the All-A Classic 77-70. Now, for the first time since 1981, 3 Kentucky Wildcats are playing in the Pro Bowl. Larry Warford, he is making his 3rd straight appearance, while Josh Allen and Zadarius Smith are making their Pro Bowl debuts. Kentucky has now had 17 different Wildcats earn a spot in the Pro Bowl. Let's start with Josh Allen. He is the first rookie in Jags history to make the Pro Bowl, and looky here, a sack of Kirk Cousins. Now, as for Zadarius, he led the NFL this year in QB hits and total pressures and finished with 2 sacks today. The second sack coming with a tribute to Kobe Bryant.
Well, it was a tribute to Kobe, man, him and his family. I think when we first started off in the locker room, we was getting crunk. We was listening to music. Third down, we was like, man, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do two steps, and then we're going to do the fadeaway for him. So for everybody to participate, man, as a team, man, I just hope that touched a lot of people in a special way.
And Garrett, as the day has progressed, you know, sports figures in basketball and sports beyond that, golf, Tiger Woods finding out as soon as this round was over today that Kobe Bryant had passed away. Just so much raw emotion. Devin Booker in the Suns game tonight just couldn't control his emotions on court. Just a sad, sad day, and a guy that he transcends basketball and has had an impact on much more than the sport.
Need to see some of those tributes to him.
Yeah, very cool. Yep.
All right, here's 5 things to know before you go to bed. The Los Angeles Dodgers surprised a gymnasium full of high school students during a stop on the team's Dodgers Love LA community tour. The Dodgers showed up at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita Friday. They presented the school with a $5,000 check. Their visit came as the community heals from a deadly school shooting in November. Friday, the Dodgers met with students, signed jerseys, and played games with them, including the Oreo Challenge, and finished the lyrics. After meeting with the students, the team stopped by the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station. They had lunch with some of the first responders who reported to the school during the shooting. A Texas community came together to give a high school hall monitor a huge surprise. A large crowd presented Army veteran Rosetta Wynn with a new car Friday. Wynn is the campus hall monitor at Johnson High School in Buda. 2019 was a tough year for her. She tragically lost one of her sons. She's had to share a car with another son who works at a different school. That's made it hard for her to get to work. The community raised the money for the car through a GoFundMe campaign. The Florida Everglades has 80 fewer invasive predators thanks to this year's Python Bowl. The annual event is an effort to curb the invasive species' impact on native wildlife. Conservationists think tens of thousands of pythons live in the Everglades. This year, Mike Kimmel caught 8 of them. He takes home the Python Bowl prize, an off-road ATV. 750 people from 20 states participated in this year's bowl. PETA condemns the annual event and calls it grotesque. The Human Rights Campaign is honoring Janelle Monáe. Singer, producer, actor, and activist will receive the HRC Equality Award for using her global platform to, quote, share a message of celebrating authenticity and embracing all of who we are. The HRC notes that Monáe dedicated her 2018 album, Dirty Computer, to young LGBTQ people. She'll be honored at a dinner in LA March 28. Today is National Spouses Day. Think back to your wedding and remember all the love of that day. Marriage isn't always easy. The importance of the bond between spouses sometimes gets lost in the hustle and bustle of day-to-day life. But taking time to appreciate the person who's there through good times and bad is essential to keeping a strong relationship. National Spouses Day isn't about exchanging gifts, but rather spending time together. There you go. 5 things to know before you go to bed.
I'm Tommy Covey, owner of Covey's Automotive Service. This message goes out to all the other repair shop owners out there. You should be ashamed.
At Dan Cummins.
Yeah, we have on and off rain chances through this week ahead, with rain chances coming in for tonight for southern Kentucky as we go into Wednesday. Another slight chance there, mostly isolated to scattered. And then as we go towards the end of the week, maybe a snow chance. We'll see how much snow, though. That's the big question right now.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Now keep it right here. It's time to go out of bounds.